Judge Vanderbeek Court is now in session. Judge, this is the case of the Kennedys.
Thank you. You all may be seated. Okay, Mr. Kennedy, you brought this case before the court.
Yes, ma'am.
What's going on?
So I'm sharing custody with our 12-year-old daughter now, and I'm just wanting a little more help with finances because as she's getting older, expenses are getting a little higher, and sports, dances, going out hanging with girls, and yeah, I just want a little more help on my end. I'm paying insurance already. And,
okay. How much are you paying in insurance?
$130.
All right. And what is your daughter's name?
Autumn.
Autumn. Oh, what a beautiful name.
Thank you.
Autumn. Okay. So what type of expenses does she have that are increasing?
Yeah, so she's doing volleyball right now, and we're thinking that she's going to be doing that in high school as well.
Okay.
So just, athletic wear and then traveling, going to places. I want to go and support her and as well as her, but, I'm the one having to drive and take her if I don't want her to ride the bus because I don't feel her safe doing that.
Okay. Is this a school bus or?
Yeah, it's a school bus.
With her teammates?
With her teammates, yes.
And you don't feel that she should, ride with her teammates?
If it's really far away, maybe like an hour or more, I'll drive her. But, if it's 30 minutes or less, I'll usually let her typically go.
Okay. That's understandable. Okay. Is there anything else you want me to know before I move over to her?
She's just a growing girl, and girls are expensive, as they say. So.
I mean, we are. We have a lot of stuff that we need. So, yeah. Ma'am, is there anything you want to add or subtract from what he said?
Yes, Your Honor. I do feel that he's trying to take advantage of my new relationship.
Okay. Tell me about this new relationship.
Well, I can't really help who I have fallen in love with.
Buckle up, guys. We're stepping into a courtroom where co-parenting clashes with reality. Mr. Kennedy takes the stand, calmly laying out his case. He's paying insurance, sharing custody, and watching costs rise as their daughter grows. But this isn't just about numbers. It's about fairness. Volleyball, transportation, safety. He's doing the legwork and now wants a little more financial help. Seems simple, right? But trust me, this is just the calm before the storm. Because once Mom steps up, the courtroom goes from cooperation to confrontation real fast. All right, guys, the temperature's rising. Mom enters the picture, not just any mom, but a newlywed to a CEO of an energy company. You'd think she's living large, but she claims her weekly allowance is just $500. That's right, an allowance. Suddenly, child support isn't about the child. It's about new relationships, lifestyle comparisons, and a hint of jealousy. The judge doesn't flinch, but you can feel the tension. Her defense? She sacrificed her education for his success, and now she wants that old debt repaid. Except, that's not how the law works.
So my new husband is a fantastic provider. However, I do get an allowance, and it isn't as much as you would think coming from. Well, my husband's a CEO of an energy company, so you would expect a huge allowance, but obviously he has to protect all of his hard-earned income.
What type of allowance do you receive?
About $500 a week.
$500 a week, okay. All right.
So, which really isn't that big a deal. I mean, obviously.
That big a deal in terms of the amount of money, or you paying child support for the child living with him and having increased expense?
Well, I don't think it's that big a deal to Mr. Kennedy because he has a pretty healthy income himself.
But you do understand his income does not have anything to do with an increase in what you should be paying in child support, right?
Yes, I understand that, but what I don't think has been considered yet is the fact that I set aside furthering my education, though I wanted to pursue that, so that he could go get his MIS degree and then a master's in something. Mm-hmm. So I'm not sure that it's fair. I would like to consider all the money that wasn't spent on me that should have been spent on me. while we were married.
Okay, yeah, no, that's not how this works. And sir, she says she gets a $500 a week allowance from her husband, and who is a CEO of an energy company. Briefly, how much money does your husband make?
I'm really not sure.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
Okay.
Here's where things get bold. She's making it clear. Yes, she's married to a wealthy man, but no, that doesn't mean she can pay more. And yet, when asked about her husband's income, she conveniently doesn't know, though she knows the car costs $200K. Now the judge is connecting the dots, but also drawing boundaries. It doesn't matter how rich the spouse is. If he's not in the case, he's not on the hook. This part is a chess match of deflection, where lifestyle is flaunted, but accountability keeps slipping through the cracks. Watch closely here. This is where the court's patience starts to run thin. The judge zeroes in on the core issue. Mom pays nothing in child support. Zero. And while being a stay-at-home mom is respected, it doesn't erase financial responsibility. The judge makes it crystal clear. Just because your life upgraded doesn't mean your obligations disappeared. It's a moment where the law cuts through the noise. No more talk of luxury cars or CEOs. This is about the child. And finally, Mom admits, yes, she sees the expenses are real.
It's a lot.
It's a lot?
I think so.
When you say a lot, is it like in the 200,000s, 300,000s?
Well, the car that he drives was about 200,000. So I'm thinking you'd probably have to
You
make
only
more
get a
than that.
$500 a week. You know what? That's not my business. That's not the reason I'm here. I'm not going to even entertain that.
That's what I was thinking too.
I'll just move on. Sir, do you know how much money her husband makes a year?
I don't, but he's the Steve Jobs of the town of energy,
Steve Jobs.
so to say.
So let me ask you this. Are you expecting her child support to be based on his Steve Jobs?
No,
job?
his success has nothing to do with me or my daughter or our
Okay.
daughter. And like I said, I just want a little more help because she's
Okay.
getting older. And, if she's happily married with whoever and how big his wallet is, that is totally up to her.
Okay, well, I'm glad that's not what you were doing because you can't do that anyway. But what we can do, ma'am, is make you pay more in child support because at this point you've been paying zero. Because from what I see, you're a stay-at-home mom, which is absolutely okay. But you do understand that your child has increased expenses, correct?
Yes, I do see that.
Okay,
but
so after yes, I do see that, that means that I don't need any further response. So you understand that, right?
well, how much are we talking about?
We're going to base it off that $500 a week allowance that you make.
Okay.
So based on that, I have your gross at $2,000 a month. After you take out the calculations for the tax.
Here comes the hammer. Based on that $500 a week allowance, the judge calculates her gross income, $2,000 a month. That leads to $260 in child support. Add the $130 reimbursement for medical insurance, boom, $396 a month. It's simple math, delivered with finality. This part is the system doing exactly what it's meant to do. Cut through emotional distractions and serve fairness. She tries to interject, but the judge isn't playing games anymore. The decision's made, and it's rooted in the numbers, not the drama. Now here comes the wild twist. Just when you think we've wrapped, Mom drops a psychic bombshell. That's right. She claims Dad is spending over $400 a month on psychic consultations. Her argument? If he can afford a fortune teller, he can afford insurance. The judge? Unmoved. She shuts it down instantly. This case is about your financial responsibility, not his choices. This moment is pure irony. Trying to dodge child support by pointing at tarot cards and predictions? In a court of law, that crystal ball just shattered.
Taxes, your net comes out to $1,662.53, okay? That would give you a child support obligation of $266. However, you also heard him say that he pays $130, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
In medical insurance for the child. You're going to have to reimburse that to him. So, in addition to the $266 a month for child support, you add the $130, Your child support obligation monthly comes out to $396.
Can I say something?
Sure, but make it brief.
Okay, well, I don't know if he's still subscribing to the same psychic,
Okay.
but she charges, I think it's $412 a month.
Okay.
And-
What does this psychic have to do with these numbers?
Well, because I just feel like if he can afford the psychic, then maybe he can afford the insurance. And I guess I feel that that is money that could have gone towards my education while we were married.
Okay, well, I've already said no to that. That has nothing to do with me. I mean, you should address that in your divorce, obviously. And whatever he pays, if he chooses to do that, that has nothing to do with your responsibility, your financial responsibility to your daughter. So if there's nothing further from either of you, you all are dismissed.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Rise and walk out.
Everything's settled. The judge makes one thing clear. Education expenses during marriage, psychic spending, and spousal perks aren't her concern. What matters is the child's needs, and that both parents contribute fairly. The courtroom silence says it all. No more excuses. The ruling is balanced and direct, and both parties are dismissed. It's a reminder that when you enter a courtroom, emotion and ego get stripped away. Only evidence, responsibility, and the law remain. The gavel falls, and with it, any lingering illusions. And now we wrap with clarity. The post-courtroom breakdown brings it all together. Yes, they were once married. Yes, she's now married to someone rich. But none of that exempts her from supporting her child. The judge followed Texas law. Changes in financial circumstances can increase support. And while a spouse's income can't be used against you, your income, including allowances, absolutely can. This segment drives home the lesson. Courts don't care who your partner is. They care about what you earn and what your child needs. Justice isn't magic. It's math and maturity.